Hi guys, Joe at CarBuyer.com.sg again, and we're here in Spain at the international test drive of the Mercedes-Benz GLB. Now, obviously the name GLB gives you the clue as to what this car is. It's bigger than a GLA, but well, it's not smaller than a GLC. We'll get to that later. It's actually cheaper than a GLC. And of course, the real party trick that everyone's excited about is the fact that this is Mercedes' first compact car that has 7 seats. So you might wonder why they didn't build a B-Class with 7 seats first, and the plain reason is that number one, SUVs are selling like heck nowadays. Number two, if you got the flexibility of 7 seats in an SUV and a Mercedes-Benz badge on the front, it's really going to sell like hotcakes. So there you go, especially for Singapore. Okay, now we are looking at the GLB 200 in front of us, and this is the progressive trim. I think this will be the progressive trim in Singapore. There is also an AMG line version, but it looks very much like the car behind us, which is the AMG 35. Now, obviously AMG 35, it's got the 4MATIC, it's got the big grille with the teethy grille, big air intakes, no aero parts. This one's running rather large wheels, 21-inch wheels. So this is 35, 2-liter. Turbocharged engine, 306 horsepower, same engine as the A35 and CLA 35. So let's give you another look at the car, compare it to GLB 200. So obviously more of an off-road, less sporty presence for the GLB 200 progressive. Down here, the bumpers. Now you might notice that this car is actually pretty big. You can see the greenhouse is very large. So what the design team said was that actually combine the features of the GLS with a G-Wagon. So rather interesting take on utility, and a tall, square, off-road styled car like this going to be very popular image-wise with the SUV buying crowd. So, but I think what people really want to know is, can it really seat 7 people? Let's take a look on the inside. Okay, I'm in the second row of the GLB. Now I'm just going to scroll down a bit so you can have a look. So what the GLB can do, like a lot of SUVs these days, is actually have a variable second row. So remove your seats in front, remove behind. You can adjust the backrest angle as well, like that. Okay. So a very spacious second row if I put it all the way back, obviously. I got quite a bit of room here, and you will also notice that I have a lot of headroom despite there being a sunroof in the way. So very good, very decent headroom here. Lots of space. Okay guys, third row of the GLB, and I finally managed to get myself in. Not a very big aperture, but small people will fit. As I said before, I'm like 1.7 meters tall. Move this seat back, so I don't know if you can see this. I actually have a little bit of knee room, and if I sit up, just adjust the headrest here, I actually still have a tiny bit of headroom. So what Mercedes says officially is it can fit people up to 1.68 meters tall. I'm about 1.72, so just about. If I sit up really straight, I'll touch the roof, but this is still pretty okay. I'm going to slouch a bit like this. And the second row is obviously moved forward a bit, but if you look forward, there's still actually quite a bit of space. So can it sit 7 people, 7 adults? Just about can, and that actually defies our own expectations about what this could actually do. So 7 people in a small SUV, pretty impressive. Okay, we're going to get in the inside of the car. Now what you will see is quite familiar. The usual Mercedes dashboard of the latest updated compact models. We saw that in the A-Class and the CLA as well. So we have 2 10.25 inch screens. I just better start this girl up. Where's the start button? Here we go. And this is a pretty high-spec interior. As I said, probably the progressive trim would be something like this. AMG obviously we have the sportier steering wheel, sport seats, and sport pedals as well. So the usual stuff. MBUX with the voice control. Hey Mercedes! Hey Mercedes!
How may I help you?
You're still sleeping there. Never mind. Go away, Mercedes.
What can I do for you?
Go away. So quite a nice interior. We have your ambient lighting on the aircon vents. What is a bit different from the A-Class in the CLA is the this trim panel here, and this horizontal trim aluminum elements on the door handles. So that is a giveaway of the GLB. So the whole G thing, of course, is Gelände, which means off-road, and that's all the SUVs under Mercedes, the Mercedes model lineup. So I'm going to just show you how much headroom I have. So I am not sitting in the normal driving position. That is a lot of headroom. So this car is really very, very spacious. As I mentioned, it's close in size to the GLC.
What can I do for you?
Mercedes, go the hell away. It's close in size to the GLC. We'll pull up the chart here for you. You can see right now. So actually, it is almost the same size. And what Mercedes says is actually the wheelbase is the longest of any of its compact cars. It's 2.83 meters, which is really, really big. So the big wheelbase gives you space for you to have 7 adults in all 3 rows of a compact SUV. So that is pretty impressive. As for how it drives, well, we've driven this car, the 200, with the 1.33 turbocharged engine, 163 horsepower. It drives pretty well. It's tall, it's big, so it's not super incisive to drive on country roads, but we had a bit of fun with it in sport mode. You can go to, as usual, individual sport and comfort. Cool. And one thing to note about this car is that the 200 is coming to Singapore, but not the 250, and we won't be getting 4MATIC, so there's no off-road package. So we did a little stint off-road in the 4MATIC diesel 200. That was really impressive for a car like this. So but we don't think that'll be offered in Singapore. Maybe on indent, probably not. Okay, but back to the driving experience. It actually rides really well. We expected it not to ride that nicely because of the big wheels. I think they were 20 or 19-inch wheels. Mercedes small car platform hasn't been the best for good riding quality so far. The A-Class was a bit jumpy as well. CLA was pretty good, but the GLB has surpassed our expectations here, so it actually rides quite well. It's a bit noisy because of the tall stance, and then what we don't really like is the big A-pillars that kind of block vision. But those are really the only major things that we could point out that we didn't really like. And also, this 1.33 litre engine isn't the most refined. It still sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Could sound better. 2 litre sounds much better. So yeah, there's that. And we have also driven the A35. That obviously is a lot more fun to drive, a lot more plugged in, but this is still a big, chunky looking and chunky feeling SUV. So out on the road isn't super, but it's pretty good. You can throw it around a little. Obviously, if you're going for driving dynamics, you're not gonna buy a 7-seat SUV. But in this day and age, everyone wants everything at the same time. So an A35, GLB 35 might be a good choice for a family man who doesn't want to give up everything just yet. Alright guys, so I hope you have enjoyed our review of the new Mercedes-Benz GLB. It's expected to launch sometime in the first half of 2020 in Singapore. We expect it to cost a little bit more than 180 grand with COE. So if you want to check out the rest of our reviews on our YouTube channel, you can also check out Facebook. We have the full review of this car on www.carbuyer.com.sg, as well as all the details in our launch news. So like, subscribe, the usual. Thanks very much for watching. We will see you soon.